Hey there, how are you today? My name is Dana Tamara, and you have landed on Astrocast. This is your weekly forecast from September 11th through September 18th. So the theme this week is the word patience. And when I called out that theme in class this morning, everybody in the room was like, yes. So I feel like this is really resonant for a lot of us out there. Let me explain why I came up with the theme patience. So first thing is we have 6 planets in retrograde right now. And while that's like, whoa, 6 planets in retrograde, it happens every year where we have an overlap of all these planets in retrograde. The only 2 that aren't in retrograde right now are Venus and Mars. That's going to change in October. Mars is going to go into retrograde. More on that later. But for right now, think about it. We've got 6 planets that are moving backwards in the universe, if you will. Now, that's not really what's happening, but we'll just say their energy is moving backwards, okay? Last week, the theme was review. And that's because when Mercury goes into retrograde, it really is a time to kind of go in and look at our communication, really what we're doing, what we're putting out into the world. Before that, Uranus went into retrograde. And in between those things, we had a Pisces full moon. So this energy that we're just kind of coming off of today, September 11th, a very emotional day for our country for many reasons, and activates different people different ways. We want to allow ourselves some space to breathe. And at the end of the week, Venus is going to square Mars. Those are the only 2 planets that aren't in retrograde. Venus is abundance, love, money, what we value. Mars is the initiator, like the go-ahead, right? So there's this, by the end of the week, there's going to be this activation of like excitement and, following your passion and your desires, right? But what I want to say is that we still have all these planets in retrograde. And so do your best to harness that energy, have a little bit of patience with the process still. Now, when Venus squares Mars, it could create this sexual desire, a sensual desire, excitement over career opportunities. It can also create angst, right? So it just depends on what's going on for you in your life. So we want to be mindful, and we don't need to take on a bunch of, this is not the time to take on a bunch of new products or products. This is not the time to take on a bunch of new projects. This is actually the time to hone in on what you already have going and really allow yourself to kind of weed out what is unnecessary. And that takes patience. The sun is also going to be opposite Neptune this week. And when the sun is opposite Neptune, sometimes Neptune gets a bad rap. Neptune is the fantasy, the dreamer, the illusionary planet. But remember that it does support us in creating and realizing and recognizing our dreams, remembering what our dreams were. Right? So, and by dreams, I mean, yes, the dreams that you have when you're sleeping, but also those dreams that you had, last year or 2018 or 19, before everything kind of changed a little bit. This week also Mercury is opposite Jupiter. Now this is a highly supportive transit, if you will. This is allowing yourself to engage in a bigger vision. It can create optimism. Jupiter and Mercury are both retrograde though, remember that. So you could also over exaggerate. So make sure you're pinpointing and not over exaggerating. Be patient, hit the pause button for a minute, let things unfold. There may be a lag in fulfillment of some sort of transaction you're waiting for, some sort of, confirmation. Just know that everything is working out. Mercury opposite Jupiter is positive. This was also happening at the full moon, and now that Mercury went into retrograde, it's going to happen again. So just be mindful, be patient. Sun is trining Pluto, so you've also got this, but Pluto is two things. Pluto is empowerment and Pluto is purging. So Pluto is going to ask that you get rid of the things, this is what I was saying before, get rid of the things that no longer serve you, and be open to taking a leadership role in your life, right? So again, you can tie this back into your dreams, your wishes, your visions, your projects. Don't start anything new, just kind of refine them. Refine what you already have going, get rid of the stuff that doesn't fit anymore, and really be patient. You know, Mercury doesn't go direct again until October 5th. And you know, then we've got Mars. So all I'm saying is just be patient with this process. And trust me when I say I'm saying it to you, but I'm also saying it to me, because I tend to see a bigger vision and I want to just like run to it, like, oh yeah, here it is. And then the universe is like, pause. So listen to those little nudges from the universe, like dunk, 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 pause. Don't wait for the universe to go, this will smack you down. Just be patient with what's unfolding. And purge. This week, do some purging if you can. You know, like, we moved out of our house temporarily, and I am going back there this week to kind of go through the closet and go, what am I really wearing in this closet anymore, right? And I don't keep a lot of things, but I'm sure there's some things in there I really don't need, you know? So I don't know how that lands with you, but I hope it resonates a little bit. Patience, patience, patience. If you want to know more about how transits and aspects and certain things hit your chart, your natal chart, which is what the skies look like when you were born, and I do this because it shows up as a sphere, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to read your chart. You can reach out to me at dana@dinadamara.com, or just send a note through the contact page on my website. More than happy to support you with that. But if you just kind of want general information, go to myastrocast.com, myastrocast.com. Fill in your little email address and you'll get a bunch of emails sent to your inbox on how to understand the phases of the moon and what the different houses mean and what your rising sign means and what your sun sign means, all of that stuff. Just your basic level astrology. So thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and thanks for listening. Namaste.